Hey, what's up guys? Today we're going to be checking out the SteelSeries Apex 9 TKL edition keyboard. This keyboard is mainly made for those type of people who are gamers but consider themselves a little more competitive and want an advantage, especially with this low latency key response time. This keyboard is going to be going for $140 as of making this video, so it's definitely going to be a little bit more on the mid to high price range if you look at the entire keyboard market as a whole. Now the Apex 9 does come with some products inside of the packaging, and that's going to be the keyboard, the cable, and a key switch puller. Now the Apex 9 is going to be fairly minimal in terms of design aesthetics. It just has the keycaps here, a adjustable volume knob. You can get the Apex 9 in 3 different sizes. You have the TKL here, which comes with the arrow keys side panel here, and then you also have the full-size keyboard, which comes with a number pad, which really extends the length. Or you can get it in the ultra small size, which is without these arrow keys or navigation keys up here, and it's going to be very small and petite. My favorite keyboard size is either going to be the mini or the TKL. When you use a smaller keyboard, you can keep your hands more straight, which to me feels ergonomic and more comfortable, but everyone has different preferences. Now in terms of build quality materials themselves, so this keyboard is going to be made of plastic and alloy aluminum grade materials. So basically the top plate over here is going to be made of aluminum, and if you touch it, it is going to be cold to the touch. And if I do a quick little bend test here, I mean, this thing does not bend. It's sturdy. It feels like a tank. If we flip over to the back of the keyboard, you can see that it's fairly minimal here. Nothing too much going on except this compartment in the center right here. In the center compartment, if you actually open it up, it comes with a keycap puller, which lets you pull off your keycaps if you want to do a swap or if you want to do some cleaning or maintenance. And yes, these key switches are swappable. But before we go into the keycaps and key switches, I do want to note that this keyboard does have adjustable legs, which lets you adjust on 2 different angles. There's like a little leg in the middle, and then there's a longer leg that extends. So depending on your typing preference, this keyboard is going to give you a fairly ergonomic typing experience. And then the cable is going to be nice and braided as well. It's going to be modular, so you can go ahead and unplug this thing, and it does connect via USB-C to a USB-A port. And if you want to do some cable modding, you can totally do that, because I do know there's people who are into coiled cables, which are like the radio style looking cables, which look really cool as well. Now getting into the keycaps, if we actually pop off one of these keys, you can see that this is going to be using their OptiPoint 2.0 switches, which aren't mechanical switches and they're not membrane either. There's something that SteelSeries came up with, and they do feel pretty comfortable and good overall, and they have a very fast response time. And then these key switches can be replaced, so if you want to get a different switch or click, you can totally do that by removing the switch itself. And then the keycaps themselves, as you can see here, are going to be concaved, which allows for your finger to go in there comfortably, and you're gonna have an easier time typing on this thing. And then I also like that these keycaps have a nice texture to them, so when you actually touch them, you can feel like this nice grainy effect, and it really gives you this feeling of really grasping the key firmly when you're doing rapid movements. Some keycaps feel more slippery to me, but these ones don't. I feel like I had a nice grasp when reaching for the keys. Now here's a typing test for y'all to hear what this keyboard actually sounds like using the SteelSeries OptiPoint 2.0 switches. So as you can tell there, this is not exactly going to be the quietest keyboard, so if you are working in a public environment where you may be distracting others, I would consider getting another keyboard that's more silent. But if you're at home and the noise levels don't really matter too much, then this is going to be a pretty nice key switch typing experience if you like that more linear feeling with the switches here. Now in terms of media controls, by default this keyboard does have a few of them built on, and you're going to see this little dial at the upper right of the keyboard, and this dial by default adjusts the volume up and down, and if you press it, it's gonna do a mute, so that way your sound is on silent. Now if you want to customize the media controls like volume adjust, media skip track, you're gonna have to install the SteelSeries GG software and tune it there further. And with the SteelSeries GG software, you're able to have a lot of different customization settings with the color. You can make them change pretty much any color you want. You can have breathing patterns, you can have color shift patterns, a lot of lot of different things, and you can even customize a lot of the animations. And with the software, you're not only able to adjust the lighting, you also have a lot of macro settings and key binding shortcuts that you can customize. You can have gaming mode, a lot of standard gaming features that you'd expect from a high caliber gaming keyboard. And the keyboard is going to be compatible with both Windows and Mac, so no matter what type of user you are, you can fully utilize the keyboard via the SteelSeries GG software. If you don't want to use the software to customize any of the lighting settings, you can do some quick adjustments on the keyboard itself by holding the SteelSeries button and holding F11 for dimming it down and holding F12 to up the brightness. And in the terms of connection, this is going to be a wired keyboard that plugs in via USB-C as mentioned earlier. So if you are looking for a low latency, high build quality keyboard that is very responsive, then this is going to be a great option for you. If you're interested in seeing the software for this keyboard, be sure to click that video right here to learn all of the inner workings of how that works. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.